figured I would take you guys on an evening stroll through the garden. This is my well, there's some sunspot sunflowers here, and then I put the taller varieties in the back, and then I kind of threw some zinnias in the middle, and then I have some cosmos along the sides here. I don't know. This used to be a garden bed last year, and we have blueberry bushes planted. There's 4 of them back there. I think next year I'm just going to let all this go to grass, because we have to get that tree removed, that one right there with the X on it, because as I will show you, it is dying. When we first moved into this house, this tree got struck by lightning, and it has since began to decay, and as you will see, I mean, that's like maybe 3 feet away from the house. So I wonder if I can, it's hard to see, kind of, you can see the streaking right there. I don't know, it makes me nervous, and I don't want it there. There's a few trees on my hit list, and I love trees, but there's a few trees on this property that are kind of on my hit list here, like that one, this one, because of its curvature over the house. That one is my favorite. It's not going anywhere. And then maybe this one. I don't know. If it gives me any signs that it's dying, then maybe, but I don't know. And then that one is probably going. And then most of those pine trees in here. Because the biggest problem that I have on our property here is sunlight. We don't get a whole lot of it, and I like gardening, so it's either the trees or my garden. That being said, I have to move my compost, which it makes sense to move it somewhere else that's not right by the sitting area. What do you want, lovey cat? It's my little garden cat. So we're going to move the compost, and then once we get the trees cut down, we're going to plant maybe 3 or 4 more blueberry bushes to kind of finish out this line. Okay, and then here I have the strawberry bed. Now the strawberries, they're pretty resilient, and they'll come back even if a truck drives on them, because the truck is going to have to come through here to get to the tree. Like, I haven't done anything with this flower bed because another truck is going to have to come through here. I don't know, we're looking at doing that maybe in the winter time or next spring. But the only thing I'm going to have to dig up here is my lavender that I started from seed, and it started doing really well this year. And I was trying to make it into like a hedge right here, because being so close to the sitting area keeps bugs away. So that's what I was going for. And then eventually we're going to dig all this up and lay some of those slate pavers and put like moss or thyme. It'd be pretty. Here's my other really established strawberry bed. This strawberry bed started with like 2 plants. I planted them down there. And I also have some asparagus that people mistake for dill. That's right here. That's my asparagus. And this year was its 3rd year, and I actually got to eat some, because asparagus takes 3 years to fully become established, especially if you start it from seed. If you get it already with a big plant, it still takes a while to establish, but definitely from seed. So like, this is all asparagus. That's what it looks like when it goes to seed. Each one of those the heads of the asparagus turn into these, and then they flower, and they drop their seeds, and then, yeah, so that's asparagus. And here's some sage. So here's my garden. Every year it expands. Shane did complain about it because he loves having grass and, you know, like, I guess that's a man thing. I like having a garden. This is where our septic tank, or no, our leach field. The septic tank is right there. And this is the leach field. So I couldn't plant trees. I was thinking about doing fruit trees, but then I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of retarded. So I didn't do that. This was the better option. And I didn't want to plant directly in the ground because, as you know, it was all sand being a leach field. So I've built a health of the soil up over the last couple years with my compost. Look at this cat. Living his best life. That's a marshmallow plant. And if nobody knows about that, a marshmallow plant is a medicinal plant. And I struggled with stomach issues like ulcers and things. And what this plant does is, with its roots, you can make a tea out of them. And the tea kind of forms, like when you steep it in water, it forms this like mucilage. It's not like completely gross mucilage, but it's mucilage nonetheless. And that coats your stomach and it heals any like tearing or damage that the cells have to them. So like I haven't tried this because I want it to multiply, but I buy marshmallow root tea, and that's what's healed my stomach. I don't have any problems anymore. Like I used to not be able to eat tomatoes, and I can eat them like crazy now. This is lemon balm. It's gone to seed. And those Japanese beetles have eaten everything this year. Then I got some sweet potato vines, some bush green beans, juicing beets, and my cabbage that's gotten eaten this year alive. Tomato plant, and one lonely little zucchini. And these are my pole beans. Look at my poor cabbage. I've had such horrible luck with cabbage. So I started a whole tray of like cabbage and broccoli and cauliflower in the house. I'm hoping to get like a fall crop. And here's all my tomatoes. It's so hard to see them on camera. These are indeterminates, which means that they will keep growing. If you give them a trellis, they will keep growing. That's why they're kind of like falling over. And they're growing this way. And they'll keep producing. They keep putting the flowers on. And we enjoy them. And down here, oh, these are sun golds. They're really good. They're kind of sweet. Let the people go by. The dog's like making sure everybody knows this is our yard. Then I planted 4 beefsteak tomatoes. And on the other side here, I got a bunch of different varieties of peppers. Then these are my patio tomatoes. This one kind of broke over. It completely broke over. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. But these tomatoes, they're like, I mean, all tomatoes are like super resilient. They'll break and keep growing. They have a will to survive. So these are my determinate patio tomatoes. They turn like a purple. Oh my gosh, everybody's coming home from work. Okay, they turn a like a deep red purple. They're called chocolate, Tasmanian chocolate, I believe. Guess I could look at the Tasmanian chocolate. So like for those of you that don't know, we live next to this easement road here that goes back down by the river, and a bunch of people live down there. And I live on a highway, so there's lots of noise throughout here, and definitely towards the end of the night when people are coming home from work. Got some lettuce here, kale. And then down here, like this year, I tried cucumbers in these bags, these grow bags. And it's fine, it's all right, but I kind of liked the trellis cucumbers last year. You still get good sized cucumbers. This is a bush variety cucumber, so it doesn't grow as long as like a normal cucumber. And I like it. It probably would have been better if I was to trellis it on like a wall like that, because I mean it might just be because I'm lazy, but I don't really like, you know, bending over and having to dig like this one over here. I have to like bend over and dig through here, and anybody that's ever touched cucumbers know that they're pokey, and when they touch the ground they rot like that, so I don't like that. So I kind of did this temporarily until the plant's done, and it seems to be working out better. It's a lot healthier. And then over here, I just developed this over this fall. I'm going to turn this whole spot here, excuse Anna's stroller, she likes playing with it. This whole spot here is going to be for my vining crops. I planted watermelons here, and they were not successful. There's a couple more zucchinis, and then I did like acorn squash, and then I tried to do cucumbers on this. I don't know, it might be too late. Look, one popped up. There's a little guy popped up. But something kept coming down here and pulling out my watermelon plants, so I had to keep pushing them back in the ground. And then I came out here and threw a bunch of seeds, and I'm like, Liv, give me some watermelons. And I really don't think I have enough sunlight here, honestly, for them. So maybe next year I'm gonna try a different spot for them. And then this was over here, and an animal must have moved it. It was smaller then, but you know. These are my big pumpkins. Like, I think these are like the Mac Daddy big pumpkins. They're doing fabulous. And then I have over here some sugar pie pumpkins that have totally taken over Anna's hollyhock that she planted last year. And then a cute little volunteer tomato from Skylar's big garden last year over here. And some cherry tomatoes out along the fence because, you know, we're nice and we like planting stuff for the neighbors down yonder. They like to come through here and kind of snack on them. And I thought that was kind of cool. So I grow them for the neighbors. And then a year or two ago, we dug out this little area to put a pond. Well, because we have like a drainage issue, and it would always be like really muddy right here. So we don't know what we're doing with it yet, but we don't have a drainage issue now. So here's Skylar's garden. He doesn't like weeding. He says that he's trying to get into it, but I mean, it's just a little glorious mess. It's fun though. You pick through it and find things. But there's my garden walk for tonight. Thanks for joining me. I think I might want to check the radar. It's looking kind of dark.